So this year, FIFA 26, EAFC 26 is actually genuinely hard. I've been playing this game for a couple hours now. We got it early access on PC, so we get PC. It comes out on the 18th, which is today. And bro, when I tell you that this game is actually genuinely harder than any of the past FIFAs, I mean it. What they basically did was they completely removed AI defending. So somebody who is I pride myself in defending. In previous FIFAs in general, I used to actually be quite decent in defending. Now the problem was my defending style has been very optimized with the AI, and the reason that was the case was because previous FIFAs the AI defenders were actually decent and they would be in good positions. Now if you're not controlling the player is basically brain dead. And you're watching me play right now, and you're going to see how this turns out. This game was probably one of the most interesting games I've ever played in my life, to be honest with you. This is my second game into FIFA 26. You guys saw my team at the very beginning. It is relatively, like, I would say a decent team. It's about a 100k team right now, but that's because players are overpriced. Most of my players, like Gravenberch, my striker, they're like 20, 30k each, which they won't be that long. They won't be that expensive for that long. Now, you'll notice when the player, so the white team, when they get on my half and I'm controlling my defenders, you'll notice the other defenders are just basically brain dead. And the moment I basically pull out one defender, the whole defense falls apart. Literally, you pull out a left back, right back, or one of the center backs. It doesn't matter which one. Especially one of the center backs, you pull them one out to go and defend, the other three will literally like lose their brain cells and just not play the game. They'll be out of position. They'll make a massive hole in the gap. Like they'll make a massive hole in the middle of the field. And it is like, this is like constant. So you're constantly having to essentially switch from players. Like you can't stick to one player and rely on the other players. You got to constantly switch players. And like some of you like that, but like I'm not used to that, right? And that's why like I'm having a rough time with this year's EAFC. I ain't gonna lie, I'm having a seriously rough time. So that's pretty much the main change, the main difference that they have like completely I guess changed up. There are a few other minor changes right now. I know you guys know about the chemistry style nerfs. So chemistry styles now no longer give insane boosts like they used to. So pace is actually more noticeable now. It's kind of ironic because you would be able to put a shadow on your defenders and basically get them to like 90, 95 pace before. You can't do that anymore. So pace is more noticeable now. And pacey strikers and pacey wingers are more overpowered than before. I know EA's intention with the whole chemistry style change. By the way, I just conceded. You just saw that. I was like he just walked through my defense. Pacey strikers and pacey wingers are literally the most overpowered cards because the enemy team or the player on the other end will not have pacey defenders because it's just literally straight up not possible to have pacey defenders because Shadow has been nerfed. Screw Hunter, right? Hunter is not the big deal because strikers already have 91 pace. So like slap on a Hunter, even in nerf state puts them into 96, 97 pace. They're able to max that stat out quite a bit. But defenders, most defenders in this FIFA, if you look up the players and look up their stats, most defenders literally have no pace. They're all running like 70, 75, 76, 77 is on the higher end. So there is nothing to bridge that gap anymore. What I did find that is very good with defenders is playstyles. Specifically the one that blocks, the one that anchors, the raccoon one. Those playstyles work really well when you're controlling the player. By the way, when you're not controlling the player, it doesn't work that well. I don't know what they did. Well, I know what they did. They literally straight up admitted to it. If you're controlling the player, it feels like a fucking Ronaldo. Like, it feels like a Van Dijk, bro. Every player, when you're controlling them, feels amazing. Like, they're just, like, so responsive, so good. The moment you switch off, they're not good anymore. So, but like that's besides the point. What I was getting at was playstyle pluses are insanely good now. It is very noticeable. I mean, they were good past FIFAs, but like if you had decent stats, the playstyle pluses would be like marginal increase. But now we're at a point where like we no longer have decent stats. By the way, how did I even go down 2-0 already? You guys might already think, oh my god, this guy's trash. I promise you, watch till the end. This game has some surprises, okay? But for defenders, the playstyles are important. For strikers, pace is important. For wingers, pace is important. Center midfield, I'm playing with Gravenberch in this video. Gravenberch is like one of the most expensive center mids in the game right now. Primarily because he's a Premier League player, but he has decent stats for a Premier League player. He's not crazy high rated, but like still he has good enough stats to play decently well. And I noticed that for midfielders in this game right now, what's more important is agility. So like literally somebody who's kind of small, not too small, not too big, small enough to be like agile, has decent enough pace. I would say close to around like 78 is like the sweet spot. Has decent enough defending and physicality. By the way, guys, physicality is absolutely insane in this game. I don't know how this one didn't go in. I think he moved the goalkeeper or something, bro. That should have been a goal, bro. That was just straight up. Like there's so many like almost near goals that I got in this game, and like straight up. I'll get into the scripting part in a second once we get to the second half, because I think this game is like even more scripted than before past EA. I know people are gonna think I'm coping, I'm just like ass and I'm just making shit up and I'm coping, but like trust me, just watch till the end, you'll see what I mean. But back to what I was saying. For center mids, for center mid players, like having like generally like a strong, kind of small, kind of agile, fast, rapid player is really, really good. Because again, the player you will be controlling. Remember what I said before at the beginning of this video. When you control a player, they feel amazing. The player you will be controlling the most is your center mid. Having a good center mid has never been more imperative than this year. A good center mid will make or break your team. And Gravenberch is actually really, really good. For basically what you get, Gravenberch is quite good. Now, he is expensive, but every single time I controlled him, I would win the ball. In the midfield, you guys will see him running around, because he's like running around everywhere. He's like defending, attacking, whatever. When you control a player, they are amazing. And when you control the midfielder, you will be controlling the midfielder most, so make sure your midfield is good. And the other thing I would suggest, also like how to like actually get the most out of this game, is having very pacey wingbacks. You'll notice my wingbacks are actually not that pacey. By the way, that was absolutely a stupid mistake on my end. And that was not even a brain dead like defender. That was just me literally getting the ball and running into him and then losing it. By the way, remember when I said physicality is OP? Physicality and aggression in this game currently, like I don't know what it is. They have implemented something with the AI. When your player moves forward against another player, they are almost guaranteed to get the ball. It is so difficult to stop a tackle essentially in this game. If they're close enough to you, or even, it doesn't matter if they're a striker, as long as they're like somewhat aggressive and somewhat strong. If they're close enough to you and they're running towards you, you're gonna lose the ball. It is just guaranteed. By the way, that should have been a goal. I don't know how that didn't go in. I noticed one more thing, and that is corners are almost guaranteed to always like connect. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's my specific team or my way of doing corners. Every single corner I have done, probably around like 90%. So I want to say every, but like maybe I missed one. Every single corner I have done, my defender has always gotten to it. Always. So a tall center back is insanely underrated. I know I'm 4-0 down, guys. Please, just watch till the end, bro. I know you have lost all faith and you're going to be like, yo, this fucking moron is literally down 4-0 giving us advice. I promise you I make a comeback, bro. Everybody loves a good comeback story. At this point, what was going on in my mind was literally, yo, I'm down 4-0. Let me just score a goal, bro. Let me just score a freaking goal, bro. And there, we got one back, okay? We redeemed ourselves. But trust me, this is where scripting kicks in. And this game is very, very heavily scripted. So I don't know if you guys know this, but the way they've implemented scripting in this game isn't necessarily like scripting is out to get you specifically. One thing I want you guys to understand is scripting is both for you and against you, right? When you're losing, scripting is for you. When you're winning, scripting is against you. Now, this person was trashing me. They were up 4-0. They were completely shitting on me for like the first half of the game. And so the scripting was working against me, meaning the momentum, the player mentality, they do mess with the sliders a little bit. Even sometimes I'll even notice the players that feel a little bit slower, a little bit faster. Now that I'm losing and we're at the 60th minute of this game, we're like, okay, we got to make this competitive because EA really, really understand this. When you make a game super competitive, when you make every game only 1 or 2 goal difference, that's where people get addicted. So EA is now moving the sliders to your end. You see that goal should have been a goal. My goalkeeper somehow saved it. We're at the 60th minute. We're down 4-0. Now all of a sudden my goalkeeper starts doing what he's supposed to. Now all of a sudden my defenders start actually being a little bit more reactive with the AI defending. Now all of a sudden my players feel a little bit faster and less clunky. Now you can attribute that to latency. You can attribute that to, I don't know, psychology, whatever it is. Regardless, at the end of the day, all of a sudden I felt like this boost. I felt like, oh my God, the game is on my hand. Like I just got to go back. Momentum is my direction. Now is my time to score some more goals. Now is my time to like put the pressure on. It's not my time to slow down. And this is one of the reasons why I never, ever rage quit games. Because every single game where I have performed poorly in the first half, the second half I perform amazing. And I don't attribute that to my own skills. I don't think that's some like comeback or like, I don't think it's that at all. I think it's the scripting. I think we're going to see that time and time again. You're going to play like shit the first half, but it's not really that you're playing like shit. It's literally the fucking game is coded to be against you. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, the game starts promoting you and pushing you forward. We're at 76 minutes. You're like, how am I going to get 3 goals? Listen, I never said I win this game, but this game gets very close, okay? It gets very, very close. We're like, there ain't going to be a 3-0 difference, right? There's going to be a 3-goal difference. But other than that, everything that I've spoken about, this game overall has gotten harder, like way harder. I genuinely am dumbfounded how hard it is. By the way, like, I don't know how that got intercepted, bro. That should have been a straight pass. That should have been a straight pass. This game genuinely got harder. I think for a long time, you're going to have to get your positioning right. So when you pull players in, you're going to have to be more patient. You're going to have to actually like visually see where your players are at because they're going to be like off position. Generally speaking, like I think the positioning or defensive awareness stat. So for defenders, it's defensive awareness. For strikers, it's positioning. I think those 2 stats are going to be more and more important because I noticed that this guy had Ronaldo in his team. And Ronaldo, for whatever reason, was always in the right spot. Everyone else was kind of brain dead. And I think it partially has to do with that positioning stat. I think Ronaldo historically just has really good positioning in general. Which is how I think they were originally trying to, by the way, second goal. Which is how I think they were originally trying to combat against pace whoring. So they're basically like trying to make like players like Harry Kane usable. Because Harry Kane will not have crazy good pace, but he will always be at the right place at the right time. Ronaldo, probably a special card, will have good pace. But as of right now, Ronaldo does not have good pace. And another goal is about to come, and we made it. Now it is 1 goal left, right? Like you guys have seen 2 goals back to back. My players walking through their backlines. If you're sitting here telling me scripting isn't real, bro, you're lying to yourself. I'm not that good, bro. I'm not good enough to come back. I'm not good enough to come back. The game was against me the first half. The game was with me the second half. That's generally how it goes. Unfortunately, I got cooked. I'll be real with you. Like, I tried to make one more play, but we were on the last minute. It wasn't going to happen. But yeah, this is my general consensus. I think the game is at a very, very, very like hard. It's a lot harder than before. And I'm gonna double down on that. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video and like this type of commentary, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.